Indy because it's the 500, and Long Beach because it's home. Complex corners, combinations, interesting elevations. Sonoma, Barber come to mind. It's fantastic. Being the first licensed driver in the 100-year history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indianapolis 500-mile race to compete with diabetes, it's a dream come true. It really is. I grew up watching it. You know, my dad designed cars that won it. I get to drive it. I can't think of anything better. I'd want to be Speed Racer. I mean, because he has, you know, the Mach 5 and Chim Chim. I mean, who wouldn't want a monkey? Rick Mears is always a great resource, especially at Indianapolis. I mean, he holds the keys to that track, and being involved with the Indy Lights program, he was always around to bounce ideas off. You know, Scott Pruitt is a guy who's been there, done it. He's everywhere, and he's been really helpful with me integrating into you know, not just the series, but the team and the culture involved. I like the versatility. I like the fact that we've got to do it all. I mean, if you're a champion, you're a champion, and there's no truer word, you know, that if you've got to win on ovals, road courses, street circuits. My background's road and street racing, but I like playing chess at over 200 miles an hour. I mean, that's where the ovals come into play. I think the challenge never changes. It's winning. It's always going to be winning. This year, I've got to make sure I keep the competitive side in check with the fact that I've just got to learn. I mean, there's so much to learn moving up. The best one I played, we were actually in the Honda Accord V6 pace car headed up to an event with the pace car team. And I was driving, Stephen Wilson was in the front seat, and I managed to turn the seat heater on without him realizing. And about half an hour down the road, he kept trying to turn the AC up, and we were all freezing, and he finally figured it out, and I kept trying to convince him that he'd turned it on himself. But, you know, it's all about being subtle and not claiming it, I think, those are the best pranks. I think that the new car brings a lot. I mean, it brings back turbos, and that's just going to sound amazing. And I think the competition of engine manufacturers and aero kits, you know, brings a lot of interest. And engineering-wise, being the son of an engineer, it'll be really neat to see how different people go about solving those problems. Where it all started to change was what was called an Ironman go-kart race out in Willow Springs in California, and it was 3 different racetracks. It was Big Willow, which is a race car track, and these tiny little go-karts. We were full throttle, a train of 20 of us the whole way around. The streets of Willow, which were a little more challenging, and then the Willow Springs go-kart track. And the 3 events were 3 days, like 28th, 29th, and 30th of December. And I won that race. I think I finished 3rd, 2nd, and won the go-kart one. And it was the most consistent, and it taught me about consistency, and also started the momentum of winning go-kart races, and that's carried all the way through into racing cars. I'd like to win Long Beach. You know, racing at home, being from Southern California, there are always fans there. I mean, I as a kid, my dad and I used to go down. You know, my dad took me to the race, and we'd hang out in the paddock and, you know, around the paddock and get autographs and, you know, just listen to the cars and hang out by the beach. You know, you can't beat it.